This is Mongolian Mindset, and today me and Christian are going to be dropping one of the most controversial videos that we've ever done. We're going to be talking about 5 reasons you aren't attracting the MBTI person for you, right? If you don't know our stance on compatibility, you understand, just watch our video. We talk about understanding what you want, right? Understanding what you could deal with and what you can't deal with, right? We have all of the temperaments broken down and like what they mostly offer, right? Check out that video and you will see, hey, maybe I can't deal with a pragmatic person, right? I can't deal with somebody who likes to do stuff all the time, explore the world. Like maybe that person's not for you. Okay. So, I mean, anybody can do anything for a short period of time, but you have to think long term. Can you deal with this for years? And that's the mistake a lot of people make. Okay. And this video itself is going to be focusing on, the appearance to a lot of things because when it comes to compatibility, right, that is last. Okay, you have to meet a certain level or metric or whatever the standard somebody else has before compatibility is even a thing. You can be the most compatible person in the world, but if you are fat, broke, and ugly, it ain't gonna work. Okay, and Christian, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I know a lot of you got into MBTI so that you could improve the results you have in the romantic realm. And it's been years, and you know that you haven't been getting the results that you want. So you're going to want to stick around because we're going to detail 3 things that you're probably not looking at because you're focusing more on the personality compatibility aspect that you're going to want to address so that you can improve your results going forward. Okay. So stick around. Don't click off the video. Watch it once, twice, 3 times.
And also remember, guys, our Discord is picking up. If you know, it is very focused on self-development. So it's going to push you to be the best version of yourself. That's what I see for that for that group. And the mods and leadership people over there are doing wonderful things. There's going to be a lot of changes that go around and a lot of innovation that's happening around that. So you want to get in there and say you were in there early, okay? Because that's going to be huge. But let's get into this. We got 5 reasons why you are not attracting the MBTI type for you. Okay. Unfortunately, man, you need to lose weight. Okay. People they judge you off your appearance. It is what it is. I know a lot of somebody can say, "Oh my God, I don't judge somebody off appearance," but most of the world does, right? And you don't get no points for not playing the game, right? So you want to put yourself in the best position possible. And there's a whole bunch of studies proving that losing weight or being an ideal size is more attractive. Okay, the only time where it's seen a little bit differently is with African Americans, right? They tend to like heavier women. I don't, but they do shit. But overall, you want to lose weight because one is going to make your proportions a lot better. This is a unisex video. It's gonna make your proportions a lot better, right? You're gonna be able to, if you're a guy, you're gonna be able to fill up your shirt, right, and look nice with your shirt and that nature. You're gonna have your stomach all over your pants and stuff like that. And as a woman, you're gonna have the hourglass shape, right? It's very attractive. You won't be able to beat the man off you, okay? And also the health, right? Longevity, it signals fertility, both males and females, right? And if you're not aware, the male sperm rate has been dropping like crazy, and a lot of times because a lot of guys are overweight. Okay.
Another thing that happens when you are overweight is that it increases the amount of inflammation you have on the body. This can create autoimmune diseases and could create patches on your skin like eczema. And also you could get a what they call a moon face. This is where you have liquid retention on your face. It creates a rounder face and it kind of hides your facial features like your jawline and your facial symmetry, right? Your skin can also droop, so it also ruins your facial aesthetics. And unfortunately, or it's part of a byproduct of human evolution. We associate beauty a lot of times with facial symmetry. So another thing that I want to add, a little asterisk on this slide, increasing musculature is also very important. for many reasons, not only aesthetics, but it also been shown to regulate your insulin sensitivity. So it could actually help you with preventing diabetes. So basically, controlling your weight and adding muscle to your frame is gonna make you more aesthetic, healthier, and overall, increase your attractiveness to the opposite sex for both sexes. If you're a woman, don't be scared to, go to the gym and lift some weights. You're not gonna blow up into a bodybuilding type female because you don't have enough testosterone to do so. A lot of these bodybuilders, unfortunately, are on steroids. You just don't know that. They don't tell you. So just go to the gym, lift some weights, and add some cardio at the beginning and at the end, and you will lose weight, increase musculature, and look more attractive. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll say, overall, staying in the ideal weight will allow you to look a lot younger. Let's say if you're older, right?
Mhm.
Being fatter can age you a lot quicker, right? Gonna age your organs and things of that nature. So you really want to get to your ideal size there. Another thing is, I think the biggest predictor um, of longevity is actually muscle. So you want to make sure that you do something 3 times a week at least. Okay, guys. I know some people struggle with that, but you can always ask me, like, what do I do? Like, what is my um rep range? What are my goals? What are
Mhm.
my sets? Because me and Christian have been lifting for over 15 years now, right?
Mhm.
And I've always said, man, when I started, my brother used to say, I've never seen a retarded person this bad at lifting. Okay. Um, so you can't start no worse than where I started. Uh,
If
but
you
yeah,
have
this is
any
very
questions
important.
about weightlifting or increasing musculature or even losing weight, Mercer and I are basically experts at this point. Okay. You can ask us any question, and we're both scientists. So we know the
Yeah.
science, we know how to do it. I myself have bulked up to 195 pounds to increase musculature, and I've dropped 20 pounds. So I know how to gain weight, gain muscle, lose fat. I know everything about this field. So go ahead and message me in the Discord or message Mercer, and we can, work out a plan for you if you need any help with that. Okay.
Okay. And this one is, unfortunately, it's pretty nasty, and it's a lot of times people like are gonna look at this and be like, this is pretty common sense, but I think a lot of people don't understand this, man. You got to fix and whiten your teeth, right? Um, Teeth are a very good sign of health. Okay. For me, I personally got Invisalign. It cost me 5 grand. And my teeth at the bottom was the only part that needed Invisalign. The top was straight, but it was still one of the best decisions I made, because I know no matter what, when I open my mouth, my teeth are perfect. Right. Um, and I never ever have to worry about that. So I kind of leave with a little bit of insecurity about like your teeth when your stuff is kind of fucked up. So just spend the money. I don't even remember the $5,000 anymore. Like I can't even remember that I spent the $5,000. Okay, but teeth can have a significant impact on how attractive someone is perceived to be, and can affect how others judge a person's success, intelligence, and health. This hits women a little bit harder than men, right? So unfortunately, but women do tend to take better care of their teeth than men. I
Mhm.
don't know. Men sometimes be looking like they let a jacksaw happen in their mouth. Um, um, According to a survey by American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry, 96% of adults believe that an attractive smile makes a person more appealing. Um, I routinely whiten my teeth maybe once a month, right? Crest has this insane deal where you could just like go to Crest.com and order straight from them, and you get like an ass load of them for like maybe $50 or something like that. Like I'm talking like a year's amount. So like I whiten my teeth regularly, just because you want to feel like you're the man when you smile. And like we say, you look good, you feel good, okay? And you feel good, you do good. It all starts from that, baby. And option two, you might want to look at Invisalign. That's gonna be expensive, but like I said, it's if you do it right and you do it smart, it's a one-time thing. Get the fucking retainers. It is absolutely no brainer for me when they're like, "Hey, Mercer, do you want the permanent retainer at the bottom or do you want the trays?" Bitch, don't play with me. I know this is a trick. That is a fucking trick, because if you get the other one, and if you ain't a high SI user, your ass gonna be back getting Invisalign again because your teeth move back. Okay. And then also a big thing about teeth is like when you're missing teeth, your jaw structure shifts,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It shifts and can make you look
Asymmetrical.
different, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like when it's straight, it can like really bring out like your jawline and stuff of that nature. So that's very important. And then there's a lot of health issues that they're seeing in science now, okay, that are seen to be from teeth, bad teeth, root canals and stuff like that, where people thought like it was like not doing anything, but they're noticing that bacteria is starting to grow in those things and leading to a whole bunch of inflammation problems. There's a whole bunch of like new science on that even your fucking dentist don't know about. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I just gave you some fucking new information, um, and it's okay to get dental implants, man.
Now listen, as personal experience, okay. When I was younger, I used to be pretty bad with women. Okay, like my game was not on point. But one thing I did have to my favor is that I had nice teeth. Okay, now
That boy used to smile every time you seen the boy.
every
I
time
was
I
like,
would
God
talk,
damn, I can't stand this motherfucker.
every time I would talk to a girl, I would make sure I was smiling because it was kind of like my superpower. You know what I mean? And that helped me a lot because even though I wasn't that charismatic and like good at talking in general, at least I had nice teeth, I look presentable, and it's a signal of status and health, so that helps a lot.
Mhm.
And then some women would ask me like, oh my god, how'd you get your teeth so perfect? So it could be kind of like an icebreaker as well. So teeth is super powerful, and especially in the US where freaking dental work costs an arm and a leg, it's a signal of high wealth as well. So if you're blessed with good teeth genetics, it almost fakes people out and makes them think that you have more money than what you have. That's another thing that I could say about teeth. So
Mhm. So option three is get dental implants, right? Because like we said, if you have a hole in your mouth, your jaw structure kind of moves to kind of fill that gap, right? Your teeth are shit to try to fill that gap. And that's like messing up your jawline and things of that nature. So if you get an implant there, it stops it from moving, right? So if you um shit, I would say if you need a fucking root canal, you might want to look at doing no implant here, okay? Because like I said, there's studies showing that like there's bacteria that and like systematic infections that people have been getting from having root canals. So I mean, you can look into the literature behind it. So um, with veneers as well, like hey, if your teeth are kind of whatever, you want to take your teeth to the next level, you can get veneers. It's gonna be a little bit expensive, but I think once you get it done, it's done, right? It's done, it's done. And also, man, just understand, just like there's so many infections you can get by not taking care of your teeth. Like, dude, that is like that's a no go, man. Um,
now
so
keep in mind these things are very expensive, like I said. So at the bare minimum, take care of the teeth that you were, born with. You don't have to get implants or veneers, but at least, whiten your natural teeth, take care of them, go to the dentist regularly at least twice a year, and you should be all right. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you got to spend some money. Veneers, you know, I'm more like biased towards natural, so I wouldn't get rid of the teeth that you were born with to get veneers. But hey, that's just me. Some people choose to do that. That's on you. Just know it's gonna cost you quite a bit. So
well, if you go to a different, Mercy gonna throw out a gym here. If you go to a different country, it's a lot cheaper. Okay, just saying that.
you could go to Colombia. Colombia is really good for aesthetic work.
Teeth.
Okay. So
Okay.
all right.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and take this, Christian.
All right. Another reason that you're not getting the results you want. Your net worth is trash. Basically, you're broke, okay? So, money is an
Brokey.
important factor and it influences romantic relationships. I like to think that this is not a controversial thing to say, but people like to disagree with that statement, okay? Now, findings from two experiments reveal that the feeling of having relatively more or less money could cause differences in mating strategies, implying that people may adjust their strategies to environmental conditions. Now, this could be for different reasons. Basically, having more money allows you to go different places, right? It allows you to go to places where there's more wealth of high quality partners around. That's one reason. Another reason is you just have more money to spend with the people that you take out. Okay, because like if you take a person out and you can only go, let's say, to a low quality place because you don't have enough money, then subconsciously they're just gonna put you at a lower level. That's just the reality of things. Okay, we operate on reality here, not dreams. You know,
Yeah, I'll say this, and it's different when you have money because from a psychological standpoint, when you take somebody there, you're not worried about if she get lobster, steak, and shrimp, and y'all have some drinks, right?
mhm.
But if you don't have money, you got some anxiety there, and then that anxiety exudes outside of you.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to exude outside of you and it's just going to make things worse. And when it comes to that mating strategies, I would say, guys, we all know we're in a digital age here. So if you got money, you can go and buy Hinge Plus or Tinder Gold, whatever the hell it is. And with that, you're allowed to do different things and put yourself in positions that people who are brokies can't do. If you're a woman, you're allowed to do a little bit more with money. You can filter down on the things and the people that you want to be around because money is just a tool to be used. Okay. But go
Now,
and finish your word.
as far as women and their mating strategy, money might not be as important as far as taking a man out or paying for his stuff, right? That's more of like a masculine thing that we have to deal with. But what I can say is a woman that has a higher net worth has more resources to invest in herself, right? She probably doesn't need to be working 2 3 jobs. She could probably take care of her appearance a little bit more. Like the money shows on her appearance more than on her ability to
Mhm.
provide things. Okay, so either way, net worth is going to help you attract more potential partners. Another thing, what Mercer was saying about the confidence, that's totally true. Sometimes the net worth, the objective number, is not as important as how the amount of money makes you feel. I know this personally because when I started working in my career, I didn't have a lot of money, but because I was finally making money, I had just got out of college. The money itself, even though it wasn't a lot, was making me feel like I had a lot of money, right? Compared to the previous. So my confidence was a lot higher. I was treating myself differently. My confidence was on another level. Like I felt like I was a rich person. Even though I had just started my career, I was acting like I was a rich person. And you could kind of see that, like the women that were going out with me could see my confidence and my comfort with spending money. Another thing is, it's not really the net worth as much as it is your ability to manage it, I would say. Obviously, if you're heavily in debt and you're getting paid and having to give all the money back to pay debts and bills, then it shows in your anxiety, it shows in your comfort level when you take people out and stuff like that, because for example, like even if your net worth is high but you're cheap, let's say, if you go out with a woman and you're stressing out about every little expense because you're a cheap person, it's the same effect as you being broke, right? Because they're judging you on the experiences that you could provide and your comfort level and confidence in yourself. That's what they're judging you on. Okay.
Yeah.
Marcel, you got anything to say?
That's pretty much it, man. Like I said, with money, it allows you to it gives you more options, right? More options are always going to be better and allows you to get more control over those options and put yourself in the best position possible, which it, which is what you really want to do. Um, and when you got enough money, you don't have to trade your time for money, right? You can do other things that you need to do to be self-development to becoming the best version of yourself,
Mhm.
right?
Also, keep in
So yeah,
mind
it's gonna make you more attractive.
once you start the relationship, the partner's gonna have to deal with your psychology towards money. So when you go on a first date or the first few dates or whatever, she's actually judging you on how you treat money because once you get in a relationship, that's gonna become her financial life as well, right? So like if you're not good with money when you're dating, you're not gonna be good with money when you're in a relationship, and now your financial problems are gonna become her financial problems. So not it's not necessarily that she's judging you on what you can provide, but you got to realize like she's gonna merge her life with yours, And if you're not good with money, that could be a very big problem for her and her safety, because when she has kids, potentially maybe she would have to take off work, and then it would be reliant on you to kind of provide that gap, right? And if you're bad with money, then maybe she's gonna have to go back to work and not be with her kid. She's projecting into the future as well. So net worth or your ability to manage money is very important. Okay.
And I'll say one other thing is that when you make a certain amount, once you go over a certain amount of money you make, your divorce chances drop significantly, right? So that's another important thing there, right? A lot of people tell you how to get in a relationship, but they don't tell you how to maintain one. So money is very important, guys. All right, Christian.
All right. The other reason that you're not succeeding in the romantic realm is your communication skills suck. Okay. Now, the thing about typology MBTI is you're learning all these things about personality, you're learning all these things about all these different types of people, but there are general communication skills that just allow you to be better overall at just interaction. Okay. And a lot of people miss those things that you could implement regardless of what your type is. Okay. So the art of articulation is very important as well, because sometimes when you meet somebody, it's kind of like a first impression. It's quick, right? You gotta be quick with your words, and you kind of gotta, have a level of skill in articulation to make the interaction go well. Because a lot of people judge you based on first impression, and if you mess up that first interaction, you might mess up the chances with that person. Now you don't know; you might be the most compatible person ever with that other person, but because you messed up that initial interaction, you don't even get a chance to test that out, right? That's why when Murcer started the presentation, he's like, okay, compatibility is actually last, because first is the first impression, these general things and metrics that you need to meet. Now, the good thing about having good communication skills is that you can influence the conversation. You can kind of sell yourself well to the other person so that they're more interested in you. And this comes with practice.
ENTP.
Now, now this unfortunately,
ENTP.
because you need practice, people that are responding, this is not gonna come naturally to you. You're gonna have to start initiating these conversations more to get more repetitions, right? Initiating types are gonna get more practice and are gonna get better sooner than you, but you have to go out of your comfort zone to get the reps in. Okay, this is something that I had to do. Murcer witnessed some of these things, and he thought I was crazy because I was initiating all over the place, trying to get these reps in, trying to get better at this articulation skill, and it served me well throughout my life. So
yeah, and I'll say this is important to join the Discord, because a lot of times people do voice chat, right? And that allows you to interact with people. And a lot of people aren't aware, but no matter when you do anything, you're getting skill points, and those skill points add up over time, and they're gonna put you in a place that you want to be in, right? All out of nowhere, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, I'm good at talking." But you've been talking in the Discord, you've been talking here, you've been doing all this, and your communication skills have gotten really good. Like, one of the best communicators there is the ENTP, and I believe they're one of the best at being able to sell themselves. The EMPs, they're very good at selling themselves, and that's because of the art of articulation and that high vocabulary that they generally have with that verbal agility. So you can take a piece of the ENTP's game and implement that into yourself, right? That's very important, because when you're talking to somebody, people are looking at you and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's articulate. This guy is not is a very intelligent person. Oh my God, who is this guy?" Right? And not to mention, like, you can influence the conversation. Like, a lot of times when you're not good with communication skills, you're sitting back and you're pretty much reacting, right? But when you're good with communication skills, you know exactly when to exert yourself. You know exactly where to lead somebody to get what you want, right? But when your communication skills suck, you're gonna be looking back like, damn, I can't believe I said that, or damn, I could have made this community this interaction go so much better. So this is very important here, guys. We can't say enough on that communication skills. And a lot of the world is going into more of an introverted society with Amazon packages being dropped off at your door. You have food dropped off at your door. You don't really have to interact with people if you don't want to. So what is that going to do? That's going to make everybody's communication skills drop. You can take advantage that everybody else is dropping. Okay, so that is a major key. Okay, and the world's just going to keep doing that more and more. I don't think people realize it, but we're already in a metaverse. It's just we haven't connected our brains to it yet. Okay.
And another thing is, once you get into a relationship, the communication skills need to be taken to the next level. Previously I was talking about the first interaction. This is more of like a salesman approach, right? But when you're in a relationship, then it becomes more of a therapeutic way of communication. Basically, you need to figure out ways that you guys can handle conflicts without insulting each other, shouting at each other. Make sure every person in the relationship is understood and able to get their point across in a safe manner, right? These things are communication to the next level, right? So if you can't even do the bare bones initial basic sales approach communication, probably you can't do the next level, the more intelligent, the more complicated relationship style communication. Okay, these are separate things. So once you get good at one, to get into a relationship, then you need to get good at the other. Okay, so make sure you keep that in mind.
and like we were saying, the more you do some of these things, the more your divorce rates are gonna drop, right? The more you increase these things, the more your divorce rates are gonna drop. So it's very important. Like a lot of people just tell people how to get somebody, but you gotta remember you have to maintain that person, right? And that's the ultimate goal here, guys, over here at Mongolian Mindset, guys. All right, last one. You don't socialize, right? This is very important, right? You need to give yourself a chance to meet people or meet the person, right? If you're not socializing, you're not doing anything, how are you going to meet the person for yourself, right? I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of times people don't realize that the people that they meet have actually been introduced by a friend or a group of a friend circle, right? So how are you going to get that friendly nod from somebody else to help you if you don't have anybody or any friends? You need that, right? Let's say, for instance, Christian and Rachel, because Christian's married. Rachel has friends. Oh, we like Murcer. We like Murcer. You should talk to Murcer. You basically ain't got to do no work once they give you the approval. Like once you get that approval, then
in Rachel's case, it was
no work.
It was Christian, because the analogy started with Christian. But let's say Rachel's friend says, "Hey, Christian's a good guy." Then she's gonna put me at another level compared to the unknown population, right?
Yeah,
like that is the power of social groups. And another thing is, for you responding types, I just want to give you a little story. I met Rachel in a gym. I saw her. I said, "Murcer, who's that?" It's like, "Shit, I don't know." I said, "I'm gonna go talk to her," right? So I approached her at a water fountain. She was with her brother. And I introduced myself in front of her brother. So I initiated the conversation, okay, initially, and now we are married, okay? If I wouldn't have done that, who knows, maybe we wouldn't have got together, etc., okay? So to all these people that are responding and feel like, "Oh, I'm responding, I'm not going to do that," you are missing out on opportunities that could potentially be really good for you because you don't go outside of your comfort zone and you are too entrenched in these beliefs of like, "I'm responding, I can't initiate." Okay, these things are limiting you, so you need to let go of that and actually try these things out, okay, and get repetition. Yeah. Another thing is, before we continue, so
I thought you could quote me. I thought you were gonna self-quote Murcer. I thought you were about to hit the self-quote for Murcer.
No, not yet.
If you live your life on defense mode, you only get what the world gives you. But if you live your life in attack mode, you get a little bit more.
Okay. That is true. And another thing I want to add, the first few times you try to initiate when you're a responding person, you're probably going to mess up. Okay. I'm just going to let you know. So the thing is, like, you need to get repetitions in so that you get good over time, so that when you meet the person that you really want to attract, you have more skills, you have more experience, you are more skilled in this endeavor. Because if you just try to initiate with a person that you want and you've never initiated before, you're probably going to mess it up with that person. You know what I mean? So I don't want to scare you, but you need to start initiating with more people so that you could get more experience on their belt.
Yeah, and I'll say this: it's like if you do not socialize, right, then you only get the things that are there, right? You only get the things that's there. Like you're limiting yourself and your choices, right? If you socialize more, you see more people and you're able to make the best choice for you, right? But if you only got Billy Bob 5 out of 10, you got to take Billy Bob 5 out of 10, right? But if you socialize more, you might meet Christian over there, you might meet Jack over there, you might meet Kyle over there. Like you got an opportunity to say, I like Kyle the best, or you might say something else. But if you don't do anything, you stuck with Jake 5 out of 10.
And another thing, I don't want to scare you, but you don't have forever to do this, right? Because one thing that we don't talk about is that unfortunately we get more unattractive over time. Like our window of opportunity closes, as time goes on. I mean, it's never too late, but you just have less wealth of opportunities. Okay, unfortunately, like the most potential you're ever gonna have is early in life, and that potential closes over time, right? So you kind of want to not rush, but be intentional about improving this aspect of your life as early as possible. Okay, I started basically in high school. Okay, when I was about 15, 16 years old, that's when I started to kind of initiate with people, because I'm like, okay, I need to get this skill better fast, right? Because that's good. As soon as you level it up, it's just going to give you more and more opportunities over time. But if you wait and the window starts closing and closing and closing, it gets harder to improve over time. It's less socially acceptable to initiate with random people, let's say, when you're a bit older. It's just a reality of life. So, but even if you are older and you want to improve, don't get discouraged, okay? Maybe join some groups, maybe some social groups, some hobbies or whatever, and you can initiate with people within that circle that's a little more socially acceptable to do, and just level up that skill over time. Okay.
Very important. You know, you're closing off the world of possibilities. Like I used to tell Christian, like we used to say all the time, if we don't go out, we know exactly what we're gonna be doing in the morning. But if we go out, there's a world of possibilities out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know what's gonna happen if you don't go out. You're gonna wake up in the morning. You still gonna be fucking tired. I can tell you that shit. I don't even know how many times I said, oh, maybe, bitch, it don't matter if I get 2 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, I'm tired, okay? And I do the same performance regardless, okay? So like, cut me with the bullshit. You still gonna, even if you get 8 hours sleep, you still gonna be tired. You get 10 hours sleep, you still gonna be fucking tired, okay? So you might as well open yourself up to the world of possibilities.
And you know what's funny looking back? I used to, because Mercer and I used to live together. He'd be like, Mercer, get up, we need to go out. Da, da, da. He'd be like, no, I'm tired. I'm like, bro, I used to tell you, like, bro, in the future, we ain't gonna be able to do this no more. I remember I used to say that shit. It's like, you need to get the fuck up. And then he would get up and we would go. And you know what? Looking back, I'm glad that we did go out as much as we did and have all the experiences that we did. Because for whatever reason, people on the internet want to glorify, like, no, like, I don't go out, I don't do this, I don't do that, I just grind and lock in or whatever. But a lot of times locking in just means like being by yourself in a room working, right?
Being a loser.
Yeah,
Being a loser.
basically. So, and looking back, like, I don't regret any of the going out we did, any of the partying that we did, any of the experiences. Like, I feel like it all led to the people that we are now. So it was actually productive. So, just keep that in mind when people say it's a waste of time or, it's not worth it. I completely disagree. So
Well, I mean, it's kind of like it builds on the last thing. Like if you're going to socialize more, you're going to build that communication skill up a little bit more too, right? It's all about those mental reps. And over time, there's a little clock on your head that be like, oh, over 200 hours of communication, I'm leveling up. And then you level up and you're like, holy shit, I'm so much better at talking to people. And you look around and your friends are dog shit. And then they're like, yo, how you so good? And it's like, bitch, you should know.
Keep in mind, this presentation might come across as we're criticizing or looking down on people, but it's really not. We're just trying to explain that it's not all about personality and compatibility, okay? There are these worldly metrics that you are basically judged on, and people have these parameters in mind when they're picking potential partners. Some of these parameters are even subconscious. They don't even realize that they're picking based on these things, but you'll realize, like, if you get these things in order, you will do better. So it is a reality that these things are important and you need to address them, okay?
Yeah, because like we said here, I know a lot of people will say, hey, we all like basically know this stuff, but it's good to hear it because the information crystallizes in your brain. Okay. And I think it's not that a lot of people don't do something. It's like they just don't have the information, right? That's very important, to take care of yourself and put yourself in the best position possible. Because when you see that, let's say you're going for INfj woman, you're handling all these other things, and your chances are a lot better than if you were fucking up at all these things. Okay. Um, and there's no excuses for your personality type. We don't believe in excuses. That woe is me. I'm introverted. I'm responding. All that other bullshit. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. Get
Yeah.
it done. No one cares. The world doesn't care, bro. They just care about you getting it done and the results.
Yeah, because you're
So,
gonna be very surprised when you go after that person who supposedly is like the most compatible with you, and then some other guy or girl gets that person and they're not supposedly compatible, and they start a relationship, get married, that whole thing. Because then you'll
yeah.
notice that they had all the parameters that we just talked about, right? They had the right amount of aesthetics, money, and social skills to get the relationship started. Because even if you're not the most compatible, once you start a relationship, you can work on these things, right? You could be like, hey, I don't like the way you do this. And she could be, hey, I don't like the way you do this, right? And you meet in the middle. Even if you're not initially super compatible, over time, as you conquer things together, you will get more compatible. She'll get to know you better, you know her better, and you get accustomed to each other, right? But it all started from a foundation of you having these metrics in line and she had certain metrics in line. Okay. If you didn't have those metrics in line, the relationship wouldn't have started. When I met Rachel, I was going to the gym. I was already in shape. Rachel was already in shape. If I wouldn't have been in shape, she probably wouldn't have went for me because she was very like much about the gym and kind of obsessed about the gym life. And she wanted a guy who was in shape. Okay. That's normal. Okay. That happens across the board. It's not something to be sad about. It's something to just kind of accept and work on, you know?
Yeah. And all these things you can work on and change. So that's the most important things about this. And if you freaking look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you do good. If you do good, you die good. Okay. Guys, let us know in the comments what you guys thought about this video. We know it's a little controversial for us in the MBTI group. No one's really talking about stuff of this nature, but we want to put you guys in the best position possible always.
You're making good choices, and we'll see you on the next one.
We'll
Peace
see
out.
you on the Discord. We're out.